I think the most memorable moments when we was working on the project To Kill a Sunrise when we were Static, it was just he would tell stories. Like we would be sipping on tequila, and he would just be telling stories. Actually, that's how we came up with the name Tequila Sunrise. It was because we were drinking tequila sunrises. You know, you pour the juice with the tequila, and so it's just funny how that happens. But he would just tell these crazy stories just about so many different artists. Not too crazy, but it was just it was like interesting. Like he would tell like Nipsey stories, and it was just listening to him, and we was just all my whole team. We would just sit there and just like pretty much like soak in the game, you know. That was pretty lit. But I remember being in the moment, being like really in it. And he was just talking about old stuff, how like they was working on this like all these years ago, when it was basically like Nipsey really didn't have what he had, you know, what he ended up with in the end. So he was like still on the come up, and how like he was just talking about how humble Nipsey was, and how like ready to work he was, and like how he was, what everybody else knows is that he was just on a different wave, you know. A really memorable moment for me was when I got to speak at the Safe School in Chicago. It's an alternative school. And shout out to Cody from the Greater Good Foundation for, you know, setting it up. It's just we went to the guidance counselor's office, and her room was just like her room was like a therapist's office. You know, she had a big carpet that was she considers her yoga carpet. Like that's where the kids do yoga. And I'm like, yo, imagine we had this when we were in school. Like, she has this huge room and it's everything in there is about mental health. Like the pictures on the wall. She even had a little sandbox that with like a little rake, you know? And she uses it to give to the kids when she wants them to open up, you know, about feelings and about the stuff that they're going through. And the kids pretty much rake the sand while they're talking to her, so they don't have to have the burden of making eye contact, you know. And that was big for me. Like honestly, that just going to that school, talking to the kids, meeting a guidance counselor, and really getting that love, like it gave me a different, you know, a different perspective. And it's just like, man, I feel like that was a cool moment for me, you know. So a paradigm shift is when something clicks and sends you in a different direction, you know? And shifting your paradigm, I think it's a beautiful thing when it's a positive paradigm shift, you know? When it's like something clicks that makes you want to change your life for the better, you know? And I have those all the time, and every time I have it, it's a beautiful moment because I know that it's about to bring some great change, you know? And I think the most recent paradigm shift I've had is that I realized that I don't have to do anything I don't want to do, you know. And I feel like sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that. And when I realized that, it took a lot of pressure off me because I realized, yo, I'm free to move, to make my next step, and my next step can be anything, you know. It doesn't have to be what my team thinks it's gonna be. It doesn't have to be anything what the game or the industry thinks it should be. It could be exactly what I want it to be, you know, and that allowed my brain to kind of relax, and it took the edge off, and I feel like I can move forward and just do something great on my own terms. Yeah, like I said, going to the school in Chicago, the alternative school, it's like that really changed my whole perspective on what I should be doing. It's like maybe I should be doing more of that. Maybe I should be doing more work with the youth because, like I said, I look at them and I see my son. I look at them and I see myself. So, it's like maybe maybe working with kids is something I need to do, you know? And so we'll see what happens.